Sometimes when something happens, like an assassination of a theocratic government's top scientists by secret Israeli agents, you wake up, you check the news, and like, what happened? Okay, all right, okay, that's what happened. Okay, this is like what is some. It's like a spy movie or something, and it's like, no, it's real news, it's real life. And you're like, okay, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, so Iran's top nuclear scientist was taken out by. Okay, I'm gonna put this user in timeout. Um, by secret agents of Israel inside Iran's border. Guys, I don't know if you guys appreciate. Thank you for confirming that the audio is good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't think if you guys appreciate how significant this is. Hi, Fatima. Hi, Marco. Um, because Qasem Soleimani, right? You guys remember that Americans took him out, which is very nicely done. Bravo. That was outside of Iran's borders. Okay, and guys, this is like this story of this top scientist in Iran being taken out. It's not. It's a small piece of a much longer story that has been building up to here. Okay, so putting the pieces together and coming up with the context of the background and why this is happening and why is it happening now, and what's the message and what are the consequences. That's like, just at the surface of it, you're like, okay, so what's happening? It's very simple. It seems pretty straightforward, right? Iran wants to go nuclear. Israel is Iran's enemy. Israel doesn't like that. They take down the top scientist. End of story, right? It's a little bit more complicated than that, and by a little bit I mean a lot, and by a lot I mean more complicated than we could ever get into. But we'll try. Okay, it's very interesting. It's very complicated. And when stuff like this happens, and you see what the news out there is, and then you actually you dig deeper, and you're somewhat familiar with things that happened before, it makes you go, this is a lot more complicated than the coverage of it and media, right? And you're like, that means that all the other stuff that I'm consuming, like, like how, like you see, like this is the tip of the iceberg that is being covered, right? So it's just a good reminder that everything else that I'm consuming in the media has like there's a crap ton of stories and details behind all of them that I always have to remember that what I'm consuming news is just like the surface level, okay? Because when you all of a sudden the news about something that you actually know a thing or two about, you're like, oh my god, this story is a lot more complicated than just one scientist being taken out, okay? Which is very interesting, okay? But you guys know what happened, by the way. Do I need to fill? Okay, let me just play this video to fill in the people. And guys, I know this is Al Jazeera, and you're like, "Ah, man, this is Al Jazeera." Okay, we do Al Jazeera on purpose. Okay, if you guys notice bias, I want to notice bias as well. Every single media that we cover here has certain bias that we're trying to catch here as well, if there is a bias. Okay, if we do notice the bias. Okay. Let me see what are you guys tagging me if you need me to like see your comment, right? You guys know that, right? Marco was saying that he's interested in my take, so I'm actually happy that you're interested. Afshin is saying, is this new or no? Afshin, how do you not know this? This is yesterday. This is the nuclear scientist that was taken out yesterday. Do you guys not know what? Do you guys don't know what happened? Do you guys don't know that the Iranian the top nuclear scientist in Iran was just assassinated? Is this news to you guys? That this happened? Like, am I breaking the news to you? This was yesterday. Okay, let me just fill you in for the people who don't know what happened.
The aftermath of the killing. Bullet holes in a car and blood on the floor. Injured in the attack, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh was taken to hospital, but later died. He had been one of Iran's most senior nuclear scientists and had already survived a previous assassination attempt.
Based on the report made by the guard, first they opened fire at his car, then after 10 to 15 seconds, a truck carrying explosive materials exploded near his car. Gunfire continued after the explosion.
Officials admit his death is a blow to the country's defense.
Okay, so what you're looking at here, so they gunned him down. The initial gunfire didn't kill him, okay? But they took him to this helicopter, but he died shortly after. Guys, this was the leading nuclear scientist in Iran, okay? And these people that did the shooting, they were agents of Israel within the borders of Iran taking them out. This is huge. This is huge. Okay, Qasem Soleimani, when he was taken out, okay, so we already had foreign agents taking out Iran's top military commander, which was Qasem Soleimani, and now Israel agents took out Iran's top scientist, top leading nuclear scientist, the guy that was leading the guy that was basically the line between nuclear energy and missiles, the guy that was like, these two dots, let's connect them with each other. That guy, they took him out, okay? And this is crazier than taking Qasem Soleimani out because the United States took advantage of the time that Qasem Soleimani was outside, and when Qasem Soleimani was taken out by the United States, that was perfect timing for Qasem Soleimani to be outside of Iran's borders, okay? Because United States really needed a reaction to the attack on its embassy in Baghdad, okay? And it also didn't want to do anything within Iran's border because that would have escalated things huge, like significantly to a level the United States didn't want to escalate. So Qasem Soleimani being outside of Iran, being such a high stake being such an important figure in Iran's government, being ready there for the United States to take out, to do some form of retaliation without escalating things too much, was perfect. But this is way more escalation than that, okay? Because this happened within Iran's borders. Within Iran's borders. Let me see. Afshin, where have you been? Okay, Qasim saying Iran. The Islamic Republic supporters are mourning since yesterday. Yeah, I didn't know him, and guess they didn't either. Looks they was obeying someone rule about talking about this action. Oh yeah. So you're saying, okay? So I see what Qasim is saying. Qasim is saying there are a lot of people in the streets right now, basically supporters of the Islamic Republic, acting all sad and crying and all, mourning his death and demanding revenge. And he's saying, like, we had most Iranians don't know who this person was. Unlike Qasem Soleimani, which was famous, this person was not as famous. So Qasem right now is wondering in the live chat, why are these people mourning him in the streets, given that they didn't even know him? They must be following commands. Well, I mean, all they need to know, Qasem, though, is that he was the top scientist in Iran for them to go out. Yeah. Anyways. Oh yeah, actually, Marco has a very important point. This one, the target was a civilian. He was a scientist. I mean, take Marco. He was part of IRGC, so I don't know. Does that make him civilian? I mean, he was a scientist, not a soldier, but he was part of IRCG. So technically, he's not a civilian. I don't know how that works. Technically, he was not a civilian if he was part of IRGC. IRGC is a military branch of. AGA saying, aside from it being inside Iranian borders, why would they take out a nuclear scientist over a leader or? Well, I mean, we'll get in. I mean, what do you mean? Why wouldn't they? This guy was leading nuclear science. This is a major blow. But I think the question is not why would they take him out. The question is why take him out now, which we'll get to it right now. Most are. Oh no, Qasim, I've seen videos of people in the streets as well. Most in social media, not yeah. No, who are you talking about, Dr. Anarchy? You're talking about I think you're confusing the scientist with Qasem Soleimani. I'm talking about two different people. I'm comparing this scientist's death with Qasem Soleimani's death, who died last year by Americans outside of Iran's borders. I'm comparing it to this guy's death, which is a scientist. He wasn't a soldier, he was a scientist, allegedly, because it doesn't seem like he had published anything. But this is not last year. This is yesterday. Guys, okay. I'm gonna this guy. All right. Let me see. He wasn't military, right? Again, he's a scientist. He wasn't military, but he was part of the military. Iran has two main military organizations, the Artesh and the IRGC, and he was part of the latter. Anyways, guys, let's get with this
program.
All of Iran's enemies should well know the people of Iran and those in charge of this nation are braver than to let this criminal action go without a response. In the right time, a response to this crime will be given. And likewise, the people of Iran are wiser than to fall in the trap of the Zionist conspiracy.
Okay, so see, this is now the take that this video will not give you, and I'm here for you to give you, okay? So, see, this is these wording is very clever, and if I don't know if you guys, and I need to give you a lot of context, okay? So he's saying, let's listen to what the president is responding to the assassination, okay? By the way, Israel's policy is to never deny or confirm any actions like this. That's their policy, right? But I think everybody and their dog and their cat knows that this was Israel, right? It's just that everybody knows that right now. But Israel has a policy of never confirming or denying any of these things.
Given. And likewise, the people.
So listen very carefully to how the president is responding, okay? The wording is
should well know the people of Iran and those in charge of this nation are braver than to let this criminal action go without a response.
So he's saying that we will not let this criminal action go without a response, okay? Right now, all the eyes are on Iran's government to see how they would respond, okay? And if they would respond. Remember, when Qasem Soleimani was taken out, everybody was waiting to see if this is going to escalate, how Iran's government is going to respond, okay? Because this is a very tricky situation to be in. Imagine if you're the Islamic Republic, okay? You know you can't afford escalating, going to war. You know you can't afford that. But at the same time, you know that you cannot let this go without a response. So the challenge for both sides at that with Qasem Soleimani was, how do we make sure that we give a response, but we don't go to head-to-head war? Both sides were thinking about this. And I think both sides kind of did a decent job, because, you know, the Trump administration, again, this is one of the few things that I think the Trump administration got right. Taking out Qasem Soleimani was a major blow to Iran, and it did not escalate the situation into a full-on war. Like, it was a perfect response, okay? So Iran wanted to also be like, well, you took out our top commander. How do we respond without actually escalating this to a war? They decided, and because, guys, there's so many different audiences when it comes to these actions, and the way you have to decide what to do is to consider every side. How is this going to come off to your enemies? How is like foreign enemies, to the people who want, Iranians who want to topple the government, and to your supporters, right? To the people that supports the Islamic Republic of Iran, the civilians, and those are key people, okay? Wow, what amazing nuanced take, Omar. I appreciate that. Very helpful, very helpful addition to the conversation. What was I saying? Yes. So Iran, when 1 year ago, when they wanted to respond to Qasem Soleimani, they had to respond in a way that would come off as strong, so that they could go internally, have something to show, to be like, look how look how we responded and how badass we are. Okay, and how we take revenge from Qasim Soleimani's blood, because you cannot come off as weak. You cannot afford to come off as weak. But what is it? The challenge is that you cannot come off as weak. But if you come off as too strong, aggressively, then you're going to escalate to a war. So you have to do something to show to signal to the Americans that you're not going to go to full-out war, and yet signal to the people inside that this response was really big. So you see the contradiction here? So what the Iranian governments decided to do, what the Islamic Republic decided to do 1 year ago, was like, okay, we're going to send missiles to this airbase, but we're going to call and tell the Americans secretly to pull out their soldiers so we don't kill any Americans. Okay? That was their genius. I mean, it seems pretty ridiculous because people are going to figure out what you're going to do, but it was technically, what else we're going to do, right? So basically, that's what they decided to do last year. They're like, we're going to take out this, we're going to shoot missiles at this base, but we're going to call the Americans and ask them to take out their soldiers. That was what happened 1 year ago, okay? Now, this situation is even more complicated. Because how are they going to respond to this? This is a very, very tricky time. And I think the fact that this is happening now, right when Biden won the election, this is basically the time when we know Biden is president and Trump is still president. This was perfect timing for this assassination, okay? And it amazes me on how little this scientist, the top nuclear scientist in Iran, how little protection this guy had. His car wasn't even bulletproof. There are celebrities in Iran right now that have had more protection than Iran's top nuclear scientist. I mean, what the hell is like the Iranian government thinking, right? Especially given that it makes so much sense when you think about it for why he should have been people wanting to be taking him out now, right? This is like Israel. It's such perfect timing. Here's why this is such perfect time, okay? Because the Islamic Republic wants to pretend right now that they're not happy that Biden is winning, right? Because they act like they're not struggling because of the sanction, but they be struggling. They be struggling hard, and they are suffocating right now under the sanctions. Okay, and Khamenei will come out and he says like, we don't give a crap who's in the White House, Biden, Trump, they're all the same to us. We'll keep going our way, leading, and we keep progressing regardless. That's just a show. That's the show. Of course they care. Of course they care. Okay, and they're like, oh my, can we go back to the nuclear deal? Can we go back to the nuclear deal? They're all pretending that it doesn't matter to them. But now that Biden won, they want to go back to the new. When Trump threw out the deal, at first they were like, "Yeah, fine, whatever, right? You guys, your loss." But now they're like, they're peeing their pants. Okay, they're like, "Oh, thank Allah, Biden is winning secretly." This is their internal dialogue. They're like, they want to go back to the nuclear deal, and they want to act, even though they're going to be forced to accept. I mean, it's complicated. There's so many different internal competition within Iranian's politics, but there's a lot of forces within Iran's politics right now that wants to go back to the deal because they're like, we cannot survive another 6 months of this crap right now. Okay, so they think like maybe with Biden they have a chance. So what does this got to do with this assassination? Because the Islamic Republic right now cannot afford to escalate. You see do you see my point? Do you see the connection here? Because they're like, okay, maybe this Biden's administration is gonna come up with a new shiny deal for us, and we're gonna be like, yay! yay, finally, let us sign something. And we're going to go to our internal audience and we're going to pretend to everybody that we forced their hand. Like they came crawling to us. We don't care about the sanctions. This is because of they need us. They recognize our hegemony around this region and how big of a force we are, and that they can get nothing down with nothing in the Middle East is going to go their way unless we're involved. And they came begging. They're like, the United States government came like, please, we made a mistake. This Trump guy, he was an idiot. Please, come, let's go back to the deal. And we were like, only if you promise not to be a naughty boy again, United States. Only if you promise not to be a naughty boy, okay? Are you going to recognize my power around the region? Okay, I'll give you, okay, I give you, I'm the superpower. I'm the superpower in the Middle East, okay? You're a dying regime. I'm the superpower here, okay? Okay, fine, we'll do a deal again, but don't be bad. Okay, we're going to put some additional clauses here so that you could be like, so you can't pull out like this, like if you did before, okay? But that's the imagery they're gonna have for their internal audience, okay? But it's the opposite. It's the opposite. They are the ones that be begging. They are the ones that are gonna be doing the begging, okay? Like, anyways, so that means, what does that mean? That means right now the Islamic Republic is like, we need to be on our best behavior. We cannot escalate. We cannot like do all the poking that we do. You know how in the United States has like all their assets, their interest in the regions. We go like pokey over here, pokey over there. Oh, this is your overdue poke of the month. And we're like, okay, let's stop poking a little bit because we're waiting for a shiny new deal. Where's their shiny new deal? Let's get rid of these sanctions, please. Let's get rid of this sanction. Where I want to talk to the managers of sanctions. The managers of sanctions. Can I speak to the manager of sanctions? We would like these sanctions to be removed. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's what they're hoping. So they cannot escalate. So Israel's government is like, you cannot escalate, huh? You are gonna be on your best behavior. How about if I take out your top scientists? How about if are you going to just sit back and be like a quiet boy if I take out your top scientists? Is that what's going to happen? Or what you going to do? What you going to do now? You're going to react? You're going to react? How are you going to react? Oh, you're not going to react? So this is like a win-win. This is like a lose-lose for Iran, a win-win for Israel, because Israel is like, wanted to take such an important asset, take them out, make themselves look like the power in the region, and make Iran look weak and pathetic. But sometimes they don't do that because they're worried about the reaction, right? They don't know what the reactions they're going to get. But right now, if Iran reacts in any significant way, that's Israel like, hey, Biden administration, is this, you want to do a deal with these people? Look at what they're doing. Look at this. Look at what's happening, right? So if Iran escalates, it makes it very difficult for Biden to start a new deal with them. If it doesn't escalate, they're like, look at this. Look at us. We just took out the number ones. We went in, we took care of this guy, and we went out, and clean job done, nothing reaction. This is what we do. This is how we do. Yeah, no reaction. It's going to look weak, and Iran is going to look weak and pathetic, right? Are you guys are paying attention? I'm giving you a lot of, so this is where this conversation comes, right? So you remember, Khamenei is a supreme leader. Khomeini is like a puppet, fake president that is meant to make the country look like a democracy, but it's a fake democracy. You all know that. You guys know that here, right? You've been watching these live stream enough to know this, okay? So Rouhani is like a nobody that acts like he's a somebody. So what Rouhani's role in this whole going back to the deal is with Biden is for Khamenei to be like acting like the tough guy, that we don't care about the Americans, they could do whatever they want, deal, no deal, we keep moving ahead, screw these guys. And because Khamenei has to look strong, Rouhani is going to be the weak guy to like, guys, let's do a deal, and like make him be the, just let him do the stuff that makes us look weak. So we like, it's not us that we're weak, it's just this guy, it's just the president, okay? So that's Rouhani's role in all of this, right? So, but Rouhani has to be very careful about how he says this, right? He's going to say, what he's saying, what he just said is that, of course there's going to be a reaction. Of course there's going to be a reaction, right? So again, right now the whole world is watching. How is Iran is going to react? How is Iran going to react, okay? And Rouhani is saying, because he can't look too weak, like, of course there's going to be a reaction. So this is the first part, okay? Pay close attention, okay? Hold on.
Defense program.
Oh, yeah.
All of Iran's enemies should well know the people of Iran and those in charge of this nation are braver than to let this criminal action go without a response.
So they're braver than they're not going to let this go without a response, okay? So what? There's going to be a response, okay? Okay. However,
in the right time,
in the right time, not now, okay? This is not the right time, okay?
response to this crime will be given.
Okay.
And likewise, the people of Iran are
and likewise means more like it just sounds like more of a, oh yeah, hold on. Good, thank you so much. Thank you, Qasim. Okay. See, Qasim knows what's up. Thank you, Qasim. Okay. This however part, okay? This however part is,
in the right time, a response to this crime will be given.
did you guys have the audio though? When I was playing this? You had the audio without the video, right?
And likewise, the people of Iran are wiser than to fall in the trap of the Zionist conspiracy.
Okay. Okay, yes. Thank you. However, so he's saying, okay, we will have a response at the right time. But the Iranian people, did he say the Iranian people?
Trap of the Zionist. Likewise, the people of Iran are wiser.
He keeps saying the people of Iran as if he speaks for all of the people of Iran. This is like such a cheap political move. Like, it's like, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And like, no, the people of Iran, shut the hell up. All right. So he's like, the people of Iran are wiser than to fall for the trap.
Than to fall in the trap of the Zionist conspiracy.
Fall in the trap of the Zionist conspiracy. So what he's saying is that this is a trap for us to react, and we're not going to take the bait. So that's what the message is. So he said that at first it's going to be a response, but then he clarified at the right time. And now he's saying, we know this is a trap and we're not going to take the bait. So that means that he's advocating. By the way, every time he wants to advocate for something, he just speaks on behalf of, the people of Iran will not fall for this. The people of Iran are braver than, just say me. You're talking about yourself. You're like, most of the country hates you right now, right, Rouhani? Like, almost all sides hate you. Like, the anti-regime people, the pro-regime people, the fundamentalists and the reformists, everybody, almost, like, not everybody, but you are like the punching bag of the entire country right now. And you're like, hey, the people of Iran, this and that. Like, you are representing no one. Can you stop? Just say I. Just like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Like, stop talking on behalf of the entire goddamn country. All right. So he is saying that he's not going to take the bait. So this kind of suggests that he's saying we shouldn't do a response. Okay. Again, this is only a suggestion because, as you guys know, he doesn't have any say if there's going to be a response or not. He's just the president. And being a president in Iran means nothing at all. He has no say. So when he comes and speaks behind this microphone and he says this stuff, he's trying to advocate for a position that hopes becomes popular. Okay? It's not like he has no control over the IRGC and what the response is going to be. Nobody's going to even check with him. If there is going to be a response, he's going to hear from it in the news, okay? People are not even going to ask his permission if there's going to be a response, okay? But he's suggesting right now that there shouldn't be a response because this is a trap. It's a trap, I tell you, guys, because he's right now on the side of we need to do a deal with Biden. Okay, a lot of the more fundamentalist people in Iran are like, what the hell are we seriously gonna do a deal with the United States after they humiliated us and pulled out of the deal? But people like him and whoever is in the 4 or 5 people that are left that are in his camp are going to be like, yes, please save the country. Take the Khamenei is an idiot, and they're too. It's all you. Okay, just bring us back to a deal. Okay, so it's on you. It's on you. And he's like, this is gonna make if we respond, doing a deal with Biden is gonna be close to impossible. I don't know about this, guys. Please, he's begging right now. This might not look like it, but he is begging the people that have actual control to please don't respond because the deal would be impossible. The interesting thing is there are many people in Iran that have the power that he doesn't have that might want to respond because they don't want a deal to be possible. So there's that. But let's continue.
The Israeli Prime Minister had named Fakhrizadeh in 2018.
Wow, that was actually so cool. Okay, so this Netanyahu right now is coming off as such a badass right now, okay? Because in 2018, he mentioned the scientist's name and he told the audience to remember the name. He told the audience to remember this name. And now he's dead. So what was that like a clue or something? Oof, it just looks so good on Netanyahu's side.
As the director of Iran's nuclear weapons program.
A key part of the plan was to form new organizations to continue the work. This is how Dr. Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, head of Project Ahmad, put it. Remember that name.
Remember that name. This just like everybody right now is replaying this time, okay? Replaying this clip where he said 2 years ago, remember that name. Now that the scientist is assassinated, people are like, wait a second. Why do we have to remember that name? Why do we have to remember that name? Like, what is this about? People were like, is this like a hint that because Israel never comes out and says directly, I mean, that's their policy. They never confirm something. They hint to it when they did something. Yeah, Qasim was like, oh my God, he said, remember the name. Yeah, he did. That's so bad. Like 2 years earlier, he was like, remember the name. So people are like, wait, what does this mean? Why did we have to remember the name? Now 2 years later, he's assassinated. Badassery level Israel, exactly.
Fakhrizadeh. So here's his directive. It's right here. And he says, the general aim is to announce the closure of Project Ahmad, but then he adds, special activities, you know what that is, special activities will be carried out under the title of scientific know-how developments.
Previous assassinations of 4 Iranian scientists between 2010 and 2012 have also been blamed on Israel, with US officials
and a few bombings of key sites. Okay, by the way, guys, this escalates things to a huge level. Okay, because none of the scientists that were assassinated so far were this high up. Than this guy, Iran was already paranoid about losing this guy. They were like they were hiding his picture. Eventually got out, but for a very long time nobody even knew what this guy looked like because Iran was so obsessed over protecting him that they wanted to make sure that nobody even knows what he looks like so that they can't assassinate him.
briefing the press.
I mean, the picture that you see of him is one of the very, very few pictures of him that eventually got out. I heard somebody said the only picture of him, but I don't think that's true.
About Israeli involvement.
Yeah. The troll is saying, LOL, Netanyahu is like, remember that name because we are going to be taking some names. Yes.
So based on those, those background briefings to the press, there is strong reason to suspect both Israeli and possibly even U.S. involvement, given the very public pronouncements of U.S. officials that they will use this time between the end of the Trump administration and the beginning of the Biden administration to do whatever they can to punish Iran and to set back Iran's progress in the nuclear field and other fields as well.
This is the time to do it. This is the time to do it because Iran really can't afford. Guys, you know what the unfortunate smartest thing would be for Iran's government to do right now? Oh yeah, this is good. This is a Game of Thrones reference. Good one, Marco. But guys, you know what would be this? I think if I was like part of the Ayatollah team, okay, I think right now, because then this needs to go with some response, okay, it would be amazing if it goes without any response, okay. But I think the most, and again, if this happens, you guys have to give me some major credit, okay? But I think the most strategic, I want to say the best response, but then I realize that I'm speaking what would be in the best interest of Ayatollah, so I don't want to call it the best because it's a bad thing if they do this, right? So I'm going to say the most strategic response for the Ayatollahs would be to do something major against Israeli interests in Syria, perhaps, right? Without using one of their proxies, but without taking any credit for it, okay? The problem with it is that they're not as good as Israelis when it comes to not leaving any track, so it's going to be able to easily be shown that it was one of their proxies. But if they can get away with doing something devastating, but don't take credit for it and don't leave a trace that it was Iranian proxies, okay, then they could go, then the news of that would be enough for the internal audience to be like, this must have been us, and then yet leave enough for the government to not confirm that it was them, for it to leave Biden's hands open enough to continue with the deal. So that would be I think that would be the most strategic response, to do something big for people, for it would be like hush hush wink wink to the internal audience that yeah, this was us. But so people are like, yeah, you know, this was us, right? You got come on, who else? This was definitely us. But when it comes to Biden, like, no, I don't know, you know, military bases just go boom boom all the time. It's not us. Like, there's so many other people there, right? So that would be, I think, the most strategic response, okay? But again, that would require a level of sophistication that I don't know if they could pull off something like that. Like, it would be easy to trace it back to them. It's really messy doing military operations like that, okay? Yeah, exactly, Afshin. Hold on.
Fakhrizadeh had been on a UN Security Council list of sanctioned individuals. Iran had never allowed him to be interviewed by the International Atomic Agency.
Right.
His whereabouts
He wasn't allowed to be interviewed because they didn't want anybody to even know what he looks like.
were also kept secret.
What? His what? His whereabouts. Okay, guys, I need to tell you something. Okay, this was the car. Okay, so there's three layers to this. Okay, one that I didn't even see coming. Okay, the first layer is what most people are just like understanding, like, oh, okay, so Israel is taking out a scientist. The scientist, of course, is the top nuclear scientist of Iran. This is going to be a major blow to Iran. By the way, there are different. This is the first point, okay? And even just staying on that first point, people are like, is this a major blow, or is this like some symbolic assassination that was just meant to send this message. And really, people seem to have different takes on this. Okay, people are saying when you have like such sophisticated operations, like I don't know, whatever they do at these nuclear facilities or whatever, right? That it's never up to one individual, and there are systems and processes in play that will continue even if you take out somebody even as major as this. Okay, I think that is true and it's untrue in depending on how you look at it. I don't think like taking out the top scientist is going to mean that, oh, that's the end of these project and the project is not going to go through anymore. I'm pretty sure that the systems are in play, but I don't think it's also as insignificant as like, oh yeah, we're not even going to notice this. Okay, like this guy was the brains behind the operations. Okay, I mean, I don't know how many, I mean, like it's basically very similar to Qasem Soleimani's takeout. Okay, like Qasem Soleimani was leading Iran's imperial ambitions around outside of Iran's borders around the region. Okay, they took Qasem Soleimani out. Does that mean that Iran's ambition, like Iran is not going to do its empire building around the region? No. But does taking out Qasem Soleimani, is that a major blow to that project? Yes. So people treat this as if it's binary. People are like, oh, it's just going to continue. Therefore, this was not a major blow. No, it's going to continue. The system and processes are in play, that it's not going to be completely go derailed just because you took out the top scientists, but it is still going to be a major blow. Like it is still going to be a major blow. It's not one or the other. Both of these could be true at the same time. Okay, so that's on the first point. The second point that was also, that we already mentioned was the timing of it and the power play and the symbolism and the signaling and the messaging and different audiences, and what does this mean to what, and what is this going to do to the potential deal that Biden administration is going to do with Iran's government. So that was the second thing that was the part of the conversation immediately after this became news, immediately within seconds. Okay, that was the obvious thing to go to. Okay, but the third, did I miss something in live chat? No. The third conversation that started that I did not expect. Okay, so look at the spammer. Okay, I'm gonna Vivo. You posted this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will just say Hinduism. Let me ban you while saying at the same time, I'm gonna block you because you posted this many times. But before you go, I'm gonna let you know that Hinduism sucks. Hinduism is one of the most nonsensical, dumbass ideas that is out there, and it amazes me that anybody could actually take this set of ideology seriously. The only thing I like about Hinduism is not any of its belief system, but its history and mythology and culture and art, and the fact that you have some really, really, really sexy, the sexiest of all goddesses. Okay, that's the number one contribution of Hinduism, is the fact that your goddesses are sexy. So there goes that. And you are now blocked, my friend Vivo. Bye-bye, Vivo. Bye-bye. It was nice knowing you. You could have stayed here if you didn't post that comment like how many times? 8 times? 1, 2, 3, 7 times. Okay. You could have stayed here. Oh, now 8 times. Okay. But now you're blocked. So bye-bye. And don't worry, I will have many, 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 many shows on mocking Hinduism as it deserves to be mocked. Hinduism deserves to be mocked all the time, like all the time. Okay. And yeah, it's actually one of the easiest religions to mock because yeah, it's just ridiculous. Okay. It's so easy to mock. And don't worry, we'll have shows on that. Okay. Anyways, the third conversation, wait. Yes, the goddesses are sexy, very sexy. But what were we saying? Yeah, the third conversation that I didn't see coming, and I should have seen coming. Okay, so I'm admitting to you guys about my surprise. I didn't even have see how honest I am with you guys. I could have just told you like, oh, of course, I was predicted that this is going to be the conversation. No, I didn't see that. Okay. But the narrative right now on Iranian social media, like on every Telegram, Twitter, everywhere, is that how pathetic. Okay, I have to give you some context, okay? Because you're not going to appreciate this third conversation, okay? You know how United States, for if you're American, you must be familiar with this topic. When the government says, "Oh, we need to fight the terrorists, the radicals outside of borders, so that we don't have to fight them at home." Okay. Well, that's not just something that your government says. That's something that other governments say as well. Okay. And we hear the Islamic Republic say that to its people to justify its empire building around the region way more time, to the point of puke. Like every next time an Iranian politician want to say that, I would puke in their face if I could. Okay. But that's the narrative. Is like, we have brought you safety. This is why we go out and send our military beyond our borders. People in Iran are like, why are we? People are hungry, and you guys are spending all our money into being like, you're sending our military into Syria, into Afghanistan, into Iraq, into Yemen. Like, what the hell? Into Lebanon. Like, why are we all over the place when we don't have food on the goddamn our fridges are empty, and this is what you're focusing on? And the response of the government is like, safety is more important than food. Safety is more important than food. That we fight them over there, because if we were not fighting over there, every single Iranian woman would have been like something that I cannot say on YouTube by an ISIS person right now, as we speak, okay? So they're like, we brought you security. I know you're hungry. I know the sanctions are tough. I know this and that, but we brought you security. This is the price of security. This is the price of safety, okay? And they're like, look at all these countries around the region. Look at the wars look at all the terror activity. I have to call them terror activities. I hope you know what I'm talking about if you're new here. Terror activities, because I don't know if I can say the right word. YouTube gets triggered and all, okay? You look at all these terror activities in Iraq, in Syria, in Afghanistan, all over the place. Things are going boom, boom all over the place. But are things going boom, boom in Iran? Things are not going boom, boom in Iran. That's because we fight them over here, because now we brought you some safety. Look at that. And people are like, but we're hungry. And like, but you're not going boom, boom, okay? Just be thankful that you're not going boom, boom, okay? Like, but you are the ones that are killing. Like, it's okay. And the people's reaction is like, why do we even have to worry about ISIS where you are the ones who are killing us? Like, we're scared of you. You are the ISIS in charge. You're just the Shia version of ISIS. You're like, we're protecting you from ISIS, but who's going to protect us from you? Okay, so there's that, okay? So that's the context, right? So what does that got to do with this assassination, okay? What does that got to do with this assassination? Can anybody guess before I'm going to look at the live chat, see if any of you guys are saying anything? All Iranian security forces are good at squashing. Yes, true. Iranians hopes and dreams. So do you guys know what I just said? What does that got to do with this image right here? You see this car with this was the car that was shot at. Do you know what this has got to do with each other? Right? Do you guys know what it got to do? Because people are like, this is the response by people in Iran right now. This is what everybody is saying. Like, oh, you're going to bring Oh, you did all of this, all of the. Oh, our currency dropped like a rock. We have been under years of sanctions. We don't have access to medicine and food. Our economy is collapsing. Our international relationship with the whole world has gone to crap. Our passport is just a meaningless piece of paper that does nothing, and we have no freedom, and everything has gone to crap. And you're saying like, oh, it's okay because you're protecting us. How are you protecting us when you can't even protect your top leading scientists inside Iran? Inside your borders, you can't even protect your own, your highest, your most valued asset. Israel just like, don't mind me. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna take care of your scientists. I'm gonna go home. Thank you very much. Nothing's gonna happen. You can't even take care of your own, and you dare even pretend that you can protect the rest of us. I mean, that's even a joke because we need somebody to protect us from you. But you can't, even if you wanted to, you can't protect us, because if you could protect us, you would be protecting your leading fucking scientist. So right now, that's the conversation beyond those two other ones that is going online right now in Iranian Twitter sphere. Okay? That is the main response. Like, look, all the things that we gave up, international relationships, a functioning economy, food in the fridge, a passport that we could be proud of. We gave all of that up, and this regime told us, like, at least you have security. A regime that cannot even protect its own scientists, top leading scientists. A guy that was already under attack before, and you already knew that this guy was going to get attacked again, and it was this easy to take him out. So you be quiet about giving us security. Right now, that's the main conversation that is going on, okay? On live. The anti-regime Iranians, okay? So you see how that's related?
The killing
Do you guys get it? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? You guys get it, right?
will also raise questions about the country's internal security.
There we go.
Iranian officials are already vowing to respond, while saying their nuclear program will continue. But the timing of this assassination comes when Iran is waiting for President-elect Joe Biden to return the US to the 2015 nuclear deal, a treaty intended to keep Iran's nuclear program peaceful. Mohsen Fakhrizadeh is the most senior and crucial scientist killed to date. This threatens to complicate any future talks and further increase tensions in the region. Asad Beg, Al Jazeera, Tehran.
All right, that's about that. Anyways, let me pay attention to you guys a little bit before we head out. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be messaging all our patrons and all our top tier patrons and our top tier members to schedule meetings with me one-on-one if they want. So look out for that. If you're a patron, you're gonna get a message, top tier patron. And if you're a top tier member, like anything above Satan's Minion, you're going to be able to see a post in the member section, and you're going to be able to schedule a call. Okay, Marcus saying, looking at the picture of the car, I'm kind of doubting machine gun story. Me thinking 50 calibers. Well, I don't know about the details of any military here to share their thoughts. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I just know that it's probably like, yeah. By the way, you guys already know that this is probably like, when we say Israeli agents, it doesn't mean they're like literally Israelis, right? Like they are like 99% chance that they were Iranian citizens living in Iran that were basically agents of the Israeli government. Polisario friend is saying, do you support this assassination? Yes, I do. I find the assassinations like this are usually an alternative to full-out war and conflict. And I think, like, if this is the alternative, I'll take this. And anything that is sets back the Iranian regime is a good thing, I think, in my book. Okay. And this guy was part of the IRGC. So I was going to say I have very little sympathy for him, but then I realized that would be a lie because I have no sympathy for him. So you mean spies? Yeah, spies. I don't know. Agents. What's the difference? I don't know the technical terms. Anything? Why do you support Israel? I do not support any country outright. I support or am against certain actions. Okay. What do you mean? Do I support Israel? Do you mean if I support Israel, that would mean I support everything Israel does? I do not support everything Israel does, and I'm not against everything Israel does. I am against many things Israel does, and I support a lot of other things Israel do. I judge every action individually, separate from the others. This specific action, I think I support it based on what I know so far. I might change my opinion right now. May change my opinion later, but right now I support it. So this person who I can't pronounce the name is saying. So would you have supported the assassination of? Okay, this guy. I'm not going to say that because you might think that I'm spreading, like, I'm calling out for, like, taking out somebody. So I'm not going to say it for arming the Saudis. No, because you guys think I argue based on principle. I don't argue based on principle. I argue based on consequences. Okay. The consequences of assassination of this guy would be significantly higher. Okay. So for me, it's the net cost and benefit to the high number of people that will die or survive or be happy or become miserable. That it's not, I'm going to say, oh, I support this assassination of this person out of principle, so therefore I would have to apply the same standard to every situation at all times. If you take this guy out, you're going to start a war. Taking out the scientists is probably, like, right now, especially at this time, was probably taking it. This time was picked to take to take out this scientist specifically because it's very inconvenient for Iran's government to escalate. So it doesn't seem like it was it seemed like the timing was perfect, in my opinion, unless Iran goes crazy or does something. The people inside Iran, what I know is that, what I think actually is that the people, the agents, the powers in Iran that are in favor of not doing a deal with the United States, they are not right now as we speak, and things could change very soon because there's elections coming in Iran. But as of right now, the situation in Iran is so bad that even the people who are against the deal are giving in to the people who are pushing for a deal without admitting that they're admitting defeat. Oh yeah, actually that's true. Actually saying I support Israel because I love the sweet Zionist money, but their checks keep out. Yes. I would be more in favor of Israel if all the stuff that people promised us about supporting Zionism became true, because we keep waiting and it's not coming true. We keep saying that. We have been keep saying that. They're like, we have been promised. We have been promised so much for being pro-Zionism, and none of it has come true. It's so frustrating. What Israel action do you not support? Settlements in the West Bank is the easy one. Qasim saying, and there's many other. Okay, that was the first thing that came to my mind, but there are many. There are human rights violations as well, specific ones here. That of course I'm against. Hey, you changed the camera direction. This is more formal. Okay, is that a good thing? Okay, I don't know. Sure. I am divided on this. I don't know who to. I think you're saying I don't know whom to support. I don't like both Israel and Iran's government, but based on general politics, I support this is a good. Okay, just first of all, obviously Iran's government is so full of crap that I can't even think of any parts of it that I would be like, yeah, I like this specific action. Okay, so but for most other governments, do not judge them entirely. Like what, like Israel government, like what. There are many things I don't like about the Israeli government, especially the influence of right wing, and especially religious influences. Like we already had a show on this, so I'm not going to repeat that. But yeah, don't dismiss or support any government unless they're so evil, like during like Germany in World War II or Iran right now. Okay, but most governments you could just be like, I support this, I don't support this. This was horrible. This was a violation of human rights. Oh, this was a good decision, like that. Most governments are like that. What else? What else? Okay. All right. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna get going. But guys, if you're a top tier patron or if you're a top tier member, watch out for a message. It's gonna come soon. And if you can just reply to that as a way to schedule. It's gonna, I'm gonna try to respond to it as many as I can. But I'm gonna schedule a one-on-one call with you. Is there, okay? This is an easy question. Is there any chance of the Islamic Republic in Iran falling? I think it would have been a better question, because if almost all questions that start with "Is there a chance?" the vast majority of them, and this is like an absolute like logical fallacy, then usually the answer is yes. Okay, is there a chance? Yeah, of course there's a chance. How could there not be a chance? Okay. Are you asking if it's probable? It's not probable, but is there a chance? Yes, there's a chance. I don't know who that guy is. How could that person reply to me on Twitter, given that I'm being suspended on Twitter? So I don't know who this guy is and what I should do about it. I'm not on Twitter right now. Okay. Mark is saying, although I still disagree with your position about this killing being a good thing, I really like your input. Oh, thank you, Marco. That was a very... Thank you so much for the super chat. And wow, this is a very mature... Look at this. This very mature position. Like, I hope I get to be like that, but I could be like, wow, this commentary was very helpful, and I disagree with the conclusion, but there was a lot of things that made me go, even though I disagree with the conclusion. Thank you, Marco. This makes me want to be as mature as this when it comes to me responding to people who disagree with me. Imagine his mind is used to improve of humanity. He is definitely... Oh, you're talking about the scientist. You're saying imagine his mind, if his mind was used to improve of humanity, he's definitely an intelligent person who could have contributed for humanity. We humans are not busy hating each other. I think this is... I don't know what this meant, but I think this was referred to the wasted skills of the scientist, I think, which if that's the case, then yeah, I agree. All right. A non-zero chance, exactly. Okay, cool. Okay, if somebody tagged the Atheist Republic on something, who is this guy? Is this like something I need to look into? Can somebody send me that tweet? Is this like important? Can somebody... Yes. Who is this guy? Is this important? Because Atheist Republic gets so many notifications that we might miss something. You'll send it. Oh, it's a very big guy? Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for letting me... Okay, Robert, guys, if something like this happens on social media and we don't notice it, can you like email us or something? I don't know. Like on atheistrepublic.com, there's a contact page, or just let us know in the Discord server. Maybe like tag Susanna and let her know. Thank you so much, Robert, for letting me know about this. This seems like something very important that we missed. Thank you, Robert. Somebody very important tagged Atheist Republic on Twitter, and we missed it. Wait, who is this guy? Hold on, maybe if I see a face, I would know what you're talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Who? I know this guy. When did this happen? No, wait, I don't know this guy. I thought this. No, I don't know this guy. I'm sorry. Hold on. Maybe I could pull it up right now. No, I don't know this guy. Is this guy really that big? Maybe we could have him on the show. Yeah, I'm looking at his replies and I'm not seeing anything. Let me just search for atheist. Nope, there's nothing here. Yeah, let me show you guys. Anyways, I'll look for it. He was literally in Lebanon during the invasion. Yeah, I would like to have him on the show if we would. Yeah, I'm looking at his tweets and his replies, and I'm searching for Atheist Republics in his tweets and replies, and nothing is showing. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. Because it would show up there. Yeah, so I'm not seeing it. Maybe he'd regret. Maybe he looked into our history and was like, "Yeesh, these guys are shady," and he deleted his tweet. But I would love to have him on the show. No, I don't know who that guy is. Sorry. Wait, no, I can't see your link. You sent a link? It's not sure. Oh. How do I copy this? Okay, how do I can't. Oh, God damn it. How do I do this? How do I do this, guys? StreamYard doesn't let me click on this link. Oh, God. All right. Yeah, I know. I see it, Robert, but I can't click on it. Soha, can you send this to me? Okay, don't stop posting it. Soha will send this to me on Facebook, and I will look into it. Thank you. Well, actually, maybe I could just. Why is this not showing up on my phone? Oh, right here. Okay, no, here. I'll figure it out. I'll just. Nope. No, I can't click on it. God damn it, YouTube. Can't click on a link. I can just highlight it here. I'm going to type it out. I promise you it's not here. Anyways, do you guys have any other questions? I might highlight this tweet. Okay, here. Let me just answer some questions. Yaron Burke is a Jewish. Oh, wow. He worked for Mossad? We should have him on the show. Maybe he could talk to somebody and they could hire me. MJ is saying, which country is the biggest threat to the world peace? US, China, Iran, or Israel? China, without a doubt. Do you guys agree with me? China. So if you send this to me on Facebook right now, I'll bring it up right now. This tweet that everybody wants me to see. It's okay, but no pressure. You guys agree that it's China? Yes. Ooh, you guys agree with me? Yes. Oh wow, San Miguel is here. China, I agree. Guys, check out San Miguel. Check out if you're interested in the cult called the Black Hebrew Israelites. San Miguel is an Black Hebrew Israelite, and he goes over this ideology and the things that they believed in. It's a very interesting channel, so go check it out. San Miguel TV. China, not Russia. No, not Russia. Not North Korea. No, North Korea is only a danger to North Koreans, but not a danger to the whole world. Yes, China, I think too. I saw the tweet. Apparently, Aaron Brooke wants to do a stream with you. What? I would love to do a stream with this person. I would love to do a stream with this person. Thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. Definitely China, which has turned into a neo-Confucianist extremist regime. Is that a serious thing? Is that like a serious claim? Because I would love to look at it from that angle. Oh yeah, you're welcome, guys. San Miguel's TV channel does not have enough subscribers. Seriously, it's like really valuable. Yes, China is more powerful. I'm waiting to see if anybody's gonna message me on Facebook with this tweet. Oh, guys, actually, once the stream is over, can you send a link to this tweet in the comment section? Because I think it will work then. He's apparently also a chairman of the Ayn Rand Institute. I'm more interested in the fact that he's ex-Mossad. I would love to have that guy. Wait, he wants to be on Atheist Republic or me on his show? What an honor to be invited by someone like that. See, I told guys, remember I told you, like, Mossad, hire me. I know how to take down Iran. You guys aren't doing it all wrong. It worked. They heard me. This is working, guys. We're one step away. Atheist Republic. Okay, so here's our plan. Okay, we're taking Atheist Republic. Okay, and we're gonna get to go and unite with the Mossad. Guys, for the people who don't know, by the way, if you don't know, what the hell's wrong with you? Mossad is Israel's intelligence agency, okay? So Atheist Republic is going to unite with Mossad against the Islamic Republic of Iran, okay? We're going to tell them that they're doing everything wrong, and we're going to, teach them how to take out the IRGC, okay? That's our first plan, okay? And then our second plan, okay? Okay, this is not serious, right? Just for fun, okay? Our second plan is to go tell China that you... Listen. Okay, listen. I know you have an Islam problem. Okay? But you're going about it all wrong, okay? This is not how to do it. But that's not gonna work. They're like, actually, that's I know I'm just making fun, but when I was saying we could, if China hired us, okay, we would be telling them listen, we will take care of your Islam problem with no human rights violations. And then China will come back. You think it's so cute? You think this is a bad Islam? No. Islam is just an excuse. We just want control over everything and everyone. And this is just like an experimental project. And then we're going to expand this everywhere else. Okay. So they're like, yeah, no, we don't want Islam to stop being a problem. We want Islam to be a problem, so we could use it as an excuse for us to be more authoritarian. So, yes. 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 Atheist Republic, the one organization that reveals the secret plans to take down an entire nation on its YouTube channel. Yes. But somehow doesn't seem to be able to not get strikes on YouTube. or to maintain a Twitter account without getting suspended. Yes, that organization is going to go and tell you how to take down an entire regime. Oh, thank you so much, Afshin. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. Very sweet. Yeah, we do have more followers on him on Twitter. He should... No, don't be... He's ex-Mossad. That's more badass. He's ex-Mossad. That's more badass than having more Twitter followers. Yes. All right. You sent the link on Discord? Thank you so much. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You guys are just so sweet. I love you guys. I love my AR family. You guys are the family that I... Wait, hold on. Troll saying, oh yeah, I forgot to add, in addition to neo-Confucianism, the Chinese regime is also extremely Han national. Yes, I know about that. Han is being the main ethnic group in China. Guys, we need... Is this... guys, so there are not that many countries for me to be able to, like, I have given up on going to every Islamic country ever. Okay, I was like, but I always had this dream of going to India. I always wanted to go to India, and now I crossed India off the list as well for reasons that you guys know. But I wanted to go to. I never got a chance to go to Hong Kong, and now Hong Kong is basically, I don't know. Hong Kong has fallen. Hong Kong has fallen, and I don't know. I mean, I never saw the Chinese Great Wall, so I don't know. Can I, like, I'm gonna go heavy on China, and I'm never gonna be able to go. Can I go to China? Because guys, I know. You're gonna, well, Chinese, what they're gonna do? They're gonna kick you out of the country. That's not that bad. I know it's not that bad. Okay, but I'm Canadian and I'm Iranian. So if I go to China and they look at my history and they're like, ooh, we're gonna kick you out. We're gonna deport you. Here's the question: where am I gonna get deported to? Am I gonna get deported to Canada or to Iran? Because I have dual citizenship. So technically, China doesn't have to have a death sentence to give me a death sentence. They could just deport me to Iran. So that's why I'm like, maybe I shouldn't go to China. So I'm gonna go heavy, like, I guess China. I have to cross off China and now Hong Kong off my list as well, because we're gonna go heavy anti-China soon. This is, by the way, this trial, the stuff that you're saying, it makes me more interested into going after like neo-Confucianism, and also you're right, like Han nationalism. That sounds like a lot of stuff that would be very interesting on this channel for us to cover, right? So it's too interesting, even though, see, I'm sacrificing. I'm removing stuff off of my bucket list, and I'm just giving it up because I want to bring you interesting content. This is like, are you guys seeing my sacrifice for you guys? Are you guys grateful? You guys better be grateful. You guys better be grateful. Ooh, I see the tweet now. Thanks to Soha. Let me see, the tweet is loading. Wow, the tweet is not loading. Oh, here, it's coming. Guys, thank you so much for showing this to me, because I would have not seen it. I promise you, I would not have seen it. 22 hours ago. Armin from Atheist Republic just had a stream about Israel. Wow, guys, look at this. I'm seeing it now. Thank you so much. So let me actually share it. Okay, let me share it to myself on my phone, and then bring it up here, and then I will show it to the rest of you. If it loads. Oof, there it is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at this. What's happening? Oh, here. I had to stream. Okay, cool. Look at this. Oh, yes. Oh, it's this one. Okay, so this one saying, hi, Aaron, Armin from the Atheist. I thought this whole thing was just, who's this guy? Thank you so much for doing this. I'm going to follow you. Armin from, guys, if you do stuff like this, I will follow you on Atheist Republic. Armin from Atheist Republic just had a stream about Israel. Will you be interested to have a conversation with him? Your moral take on the issue is rarely heard. And discuss. He has an open mind, so it's likely to be a productive talk. And he said yes. Okay, so I'm going to follow him. Oh, yes, his DM is open. Cool. So I can message him right here. Guys, it's happening. I don't know who said this. Who was this person that made this happen? But thank you so much. Is it Robert in the live chat? Is that so? First of all, thank you to Soha. Second of all, thank you to Robert for bringing us started. Robert, was that you on Twitter? That tagged us and him? That's very sweet. You just made an event possible. Did I get any thank yous for my sacrifice? Anybody? Nobody? Oh, you guys are saying, can you renounce your Iranian citizenship? I can, but Iran does not recognize the renouncement of your citizenship. So if you be like, I'm not Iranian citizen anymore, bye-bye, I renounce it, and then you go, and Iran is like, that's so cute. You think that means we don't own your ass? just try stepping in Iran. We'll see what happens. Okay? No, you cannot. They do not recognize. They think like once you're an Iranian citizen, legally they always will consider you an Iranian citizen. So it's not within their. So they don't recognize it. In fact, not only they do not recognize your renouncement of your citizenship, they don't recognize your second citizenship. So in the Iranian government, like for example, I'm a dual citizen, Iranian and Canadian. Officially in Iran, your second citizenship is not recognized. You're just Iranian citizen. So yeah. Oh, Robert saying thanks a lot, Armin. You are awesome. Aw, you are awesome. No, you. All right. Did I miss anything? Oh, it's your friend. Well, can you thank your friend on my behalf? Terrell is saying, oh yeah, in regards to the nuanced conversation about Israel, try to see if you could talk to Ruby Rutschman. He has some amazing videos on YouTube. I have to take notes now. I don't want to take notes. I'm so lazy. All right, here. Fine. Who's this? Ruby Rutschman. Okay, cool. Thanks. Or God, I'm taking advantage of my AR family, okay? I'm so spoiled by you guys, okay? So I'm gonna just like, or maybe you guys could go to him and you could get a confirmation from him, just like what happened right now, that he's already interested, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. You don't have to do it, but if you, yeah, just like you guys are spoiling me, okay? Anyways, why all girls are mod? Why no boy? Because I like girls over boys. Obviously, I'm a straight man. What do you think? Nikhil is saying, "Damn, Iran is like your clean GX." Yes, exactly. Oh, hey, Ghost Bunny. Code is saying, let's raise funds to fight Armin's case in India and blasphemy law. We already has an Indian law. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Then he can visit India. I don't think I can, but thank you. Yes, girl power. All right, I have to go now, guys. Stop it. Stop now. They still haven't rescinded your citizenship after all you have said about Islam. And no, because they have the right over executing. Why would they? My citizenship? No, my citizenship is what gives them the right to execute me. So of course they're not going to. Technically, based on their standards, that's like a one-way thing. You cannot just be like, once you're a citizen, you're just a citizen. That's not going to be undone. It's kind of like Islam. Yes, I'm gonna go. This is my hashtag sim for Guru Armin. Thank you very much. Some people are like, we were joking about becoming a cult, but some people took it way too seriously. So maybe we should stop the cult. I don't know. Some people were taking it like, yes, let's do this. Let's have secret handshakes. And I'm like, you know what? At some point, it's going to be difficult for us to know if we're just having fun with acting like a cult and actually being a cult. So maybe we should stop. Maybe we should quit. The cult talk was fun for a while, but I think we should just stop now. Okay, so I was gonna. Okay. All right, guys, let's end this here. Afshin, last comment. Did the trans Muslim girl respond at all? Few people tweeted her. I don't know. You guys have to tell me. I can't check all my notifications. You tell me if she's interested. Okay. You guys bring me the news on social media. Okay. Guys, the way I use social media is I go in, I post, I'm out. Okay, you think I'm gonna like go check that notification thing on social media? I do not touch that. That's the time. That's like a time sunk. That's like a sinkhole that you're gonna go into. Like there's two places that I avoid. It's the notification, the notification bell with the number on it. Yeah, no, I'm not clicking on that. And the home feed. No, when I go to social media, I know exactly what I'm about to do. I go in, I take that action, and I go out. Okay, so it's like, yeah, I do not let, you know. See, a lot of people are binary. They're either let social media control them, or they're like, oh, I'm gonna quit social media. I'm just gonna be like, no social media. Okay, I have enough self-control to be able to use social media in my advantage and not let it control my life. See, I'm so impressive in so many ways, okay? I don't know how you guys can't control yourself, okay? Don't let social media control you. It's just go in, take the actions, like have a list of things that you need to do on social media. And then if you just there and just like scrolling, stop it. Get out of there. Get out. Go do something else. Okay? All right. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure every single one of you. Look, I'm giving you such good tips. It's not just geopolitics. It's not just religion. I'm teaching you about social media. I'm giving you good habits. Which other channel does that? No other channel does this. No, I give you health advice. I give you exercise advice. I give you dietary advice. And I give you geopolitics, enlightenment values, fighting religion. Look at all of this stuff. It's all hekmah. It's hekmah. It's your dharma. It's dharma and hekmah at the same time. Make sure you subscribe. Do it now.